Hello, this is Monica Kemper, and for the next hour, I'll be reading from the June 26th issue of the Westside News on the Niagara Frontier Radio Reading Service. American Legion Post 954 honors veteran scholarship recipient and Flag Day traditions. The Harvey C. Noon American Legion Post 954 in Churchville celebrated a memorable weekend of patriotism, service, and community as members honored a local veteran returning from an honor flight, conducted their annual Flag Day ceremony, and presented the prestigious American Legion School Award Scholarship to a deserving Churchville, Chile high school senior. On Saturday, June 13th, Legionnaires proudly welcomed home fellow veteran George Bellew after his honor flight trip to Washington, D.C. George was accompanied by his son, Mike Bellew, and joined 56 other veterans recognized for their military service. Members of Post 954 gathered to congratulate George and thank him for his dedication and sacrifices on behalf of our nation. Despite rainy weather, the Post's annual Flag Day ceremony proceeded without a hitch. First Vice Commander Tom Lissel led the ceremony, assisted by Legion Chaplain Dick Mortier, Sons of the American Legion Commander Ron Torsello, and fellow son Len Smith. Members of Scout Troops 133 and 813 participated in the ceremonial folding and retirement of worn American flags. The retired flags were respectfully placed into the Legion's fire pit, which was constructed by Alexis Masick as part of her Girl Scout Gold Award project. Members of Girl Scout Troop 60487 were also in attendance, helping to make the ceremony a meaningful demonstration of respect for our nation's flag and the values it represents. The Post also recognized Natalie Esposito, a graduating senior from Churchville, Chile High School, as the recipient of the Harvey C. Noon Post 954 American Legion School Award Scholarship. The award is presented annually to a senior who exemplifies outstanding courage, honor, patriotism, service, and scholarship. Natalie competed against 12 other outstanding students for this distinguished honor. In addition to receiving a $750 scholarship, she was awarded the American Legion School Award Medallion and an American Legion certificate. Throughout her high school career, Natalie demonstrated exceptional leadership and involvement. She was an active member of the National Honor Society, participated in the school swim team, track and field program, yearbook staff, and numerous other school and community activities. This fall, Natalie will attend Alfred State College, where she plans to pursue a degree in construction management. These events remind us of the values that make our community strong: service to country, respect for our nation's symbols, and supporting the next generation of leaders, said Post Commander Kenneth G. Juergens. We are proud to honor George, celebrate Natalie, and continue the traditions that have long defined the American Legion. The Harvey C. Noon American Legion Post 954 remains committed to serving veterans, youth, and the Churchville community through its many programs and activities year-round. From bicentennial to semi-quincentennial, July 4th celebrations in Brockport with the Morgan Manning House Museum by Mary Lynn Turner, Trustee, Morgan Manning House Museum. Who remembers the multiple 1976 bicentennial events in Brockport? Some of you might have celebrated elsewhere. Some of you might not have been born yet. It's interesting to look back at what went on 50 years ago. In 1976, a Sweden Bicentennial Committee was formed. It filled the week prior to Independence Day with activities starting on June 26. Festivities got underway the Saturday before the 4th with a chicken barbecue dinner sponsored by the fire department, $1.75 children, $2.75 adults, followed by a huge parade, including a Hojack train that provided rides afterward. The evening ended with a fireworks display. On Sunday, there was a village walking tour that started and ended at the Morgan Manning House, followed by tea at the house. Downtown merchants held their annual sidewalk sale Thursday through Saturday, July 1st through 3rd. On July 1st, there was a colonial dinner at the fire hall provided by the auxiliary. The community gathered for a street dance on July 2nd, and on July 3rd, Boy Scouts presented a time capsule to Mayor Jim Stull. Church bells rang throughout the village on Sunday, July 4th at 2 p.m., followed by a joint church service at Concordia Lutheran Church. Later that afternoon, a family picnic with games and music was held on the middle school grounds. Attendees were asked to bring their own food. The event featured a barbershop quartet and an appearance by the U.S. Olympic judo team. For the 10 days prior to the 4th, from June 24th to July 4th, a group of 22 members of the Brockport High School track team and two coaches, John Izzo and Harold Millward, ran a total of 1,776 miles in a relay, handing off a special baton at each leg. In 1981, the first annual community 4th of July celebration took place on the front lawn of the Morgan Manning House, organized by co-president Connie Jurdek and Eunice Chestnut, coordinator of events. 45 years later, the Morgan Manning House Museum is pleased to continue this celebration. This year, it will be held at SUNY Brockport thanks to the generosity of the university following the devastating fire at the Morgan Manning House in January 2025. Come one, come all for a big 2026 semi-quincentennial celebration, July 4th, 2026, from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. Join us at the SUNY Brockport's Hartwell Hall lawn for the children's parade, games, music, burgers and hots, and our famous cakewalk. Parade gathers at 9:15 a.m., cakewalk at 1:30 p.m. Elm Grove UMC welcomes new pastor. On July 1st, the members of the Elm Grove United Methodist Church in Gates will welcome Pastor Linda Starr Glantz to their church family. Pastor Linda is coming to Elm Grove UMC from the Williamson and Pulteneyville UMCs, where she has served them for the past 4 years. Pastor Linda is a licensed local pastor who completed her education through Wesleyan Seminary for local pastors. She has been in the ministry for 12 years, serving churches in the Southern Tier as well as in Albion and Holly. She will now have a shared ministry covering the churches of Elm Grove UMC, Brockport UMC, and Disciples UMC in Holly. Pastor Linda grew up locally and has family in Spencerport, Brockport, and Holly. She raised her family in Clarendon on Bennett's Corners Road, and they owned a quilt shop and cafe in Holly for many years before moving south to Fort Myers, Florida. She moved back north to Rochester with her family after living in Florida for 3 years. She has many hobbies and interests, but her favorite is baking. She plans to share her baked treats with all her new church families. Pastor Linda is supportive of the many outreach programs already in place at Elm Grove UMC, but is also looking forward to adding her own special talents, interests, and ideas for the upcoming year. Worship is held on Sunday mornings at 9 a.m. at the church, 1500 Spencerport Road, Rochester. Everyone is welcome. Spencerport McDonald's employee honored for 25 years of service. Crew trainer Jenny Lynn Strong celebrates 25 years with the Spencerport McDonald's alongside local McDonald's owner-operator Louis Buono Jr. and former McDonald's owner-operator Louis Buono Sr., who recognized her dedication and longtime contributions to the restaurant and community on Monday, June 22nd. Jenny is a familiar face to customers and a valued employee among the crew. American Legion Baseball volunteers needed. Greece Post 468 will host an American Legion Baseball Championship tournaments from July 25th to August 3rd at Penfield High School, 25 High School Drive, Penfield. Organizers are looking for volunteers to work on the following dates and times. You don't have to sign up for the whole day. You can work for as long as you want. The day starts up early with daily setup and ends late with final cleanup. Senior Tournament, Saturday, July 25th, 8 a.m. to 7 p.m. Sunday, July 26th, 8 a.m. to 7 p.m. Monday, July 27th, 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. Tuesday, July 28th, 1 to 7 p.m. Wednesday, July 29th, 8 a.m. to 3 p.m. Thursday, July 30th, rain day if necessary, 8 a.m. to noon. Junior Tournament, Friday, July 31st, 9 a.m. to 7 p.m. Saturday, August 1st, 9 a.m. to 7 p.m. Sunday, August 2nd, 7 a.m. to 4 p.m. Monday, August 3rd, rain day if necessary, 8 a.m. to noon. Help is needed in the following areas on tournament days: gate access, control security, safety, t-shirt sales, 50/50 sales, veterans visits VIP veteran family, volunteer catering, water, scouts, and parking signage. With at least 23 games scheduled, Greece Post 468 also needs national anthem singers and people to throw out the first pitch for each game. They would also like to have a color guard to participate in pre-game ceremonies for every game. Before the tournaments start, people are needed to secure sponsorships, donations, and program book solicitations, and to help with the banquets held the night before each tournament at Greece Post 468. Anyone interested in helping can sign up at https://tinyurl.com/4T23VF79. Diaz Superfund Site Inspection Findings. The U.S. Environmental Protection Agency Office of Inspector General, OIG, recently conducted an inspection at the Diaz Chemical Corp. Superfund site in Holly to determine whether the EPA had safety measures in place to protect the public health and the environment. They found that the EPA has made significant progress in soil remediation, demonstrated effective communication and mentoring of the site, and effectively addressed deficiencies. The EPA initiated Operable Unit 2 OU2 remedial actions in August 2021. This includes thermally treating the soil by heating it to very high temperatures, which turns the contaminants into vapors that move through the soil for extraction. The EPA estimated that it will complete the thermal treatment of the soil in late 2027. During their site visit, inspectors observed site safety measures in place, including noise barriers, air monitoring, fencing in good repair, and well-maintained construction areas. While the EPA has acted swiftly to address past complaints from the public, the OIG recommends that the EPA conduct community interviews during the 2027 5-year review to confirm that there are no community concerns. It also recommends updating the community involvement plan and making it publicly available, which would ensure that the EPA's approaches for community engagement remain relevant. The EPA has agreed with the recommendations and corrective actions are pending. Find more information at https://www.epa.gov/report-inspection-investment-and-jobs-funded-activities. You are listening to a reading of articles and features from the Westside News on the Niagara Frontier radio reading service. SUNY Brockport joins SUNY's expansion of ASAP ACE, the nation's leading college retention and completion models. SUNY Brockport leaders have announced that the campus will join the State University of New York's Advancing Success in Associate Pathways, ASAP, and Advancing Completion Through Engagement, ACE, the nation's leading college retention and completion models, as part of a statewide expansion to serve 10,000 students at 44 SUNY campuses by the fall of 2026 semester. ASAP supports students pursuing associate degrees, while ACE supports bachelor students. Eligible students have access to a wide array of resources and support to help them overcome barriers that can prevent them from obtaining a degree. This includes funding to cover textbooks, groceries, transportation, and other costs of attendance, as well as comprehensive personalized advisement, academic support, and career development activities. The expansion was made possible by an additional $8 million in funding allocated in the fiscal year 2026-27 enacted state budget, bringing the total state investment in this successful program to $20 million annually. SUNY Brockport will launch its ACE program with an inaugural cohort of 150 students this fall. We look forward to the SUNY ACE program launching at SUNY Brockport this fall. It will undoubtedly provide our students with additional resources that will help them thrive, said SUNY Brockport President Heidi McPherson. We are grateful for the support from Governor Hochul, the New York State Legislature, and the SUNY Board of Trustees that is making this program a reality for our students. Every student deserves the opportunity to earn a degree without financial barriers standing in their way. The expansion of the ASAP ACE program at SUNY Brockport will provide students with the academic support, mentorship, and resources they need to stay on track, graduate on time, and pursue successful careers. Investing in student success strengthens our workforce, supports our local economy, and helps ensure that higher education remains a pathway to opportunity for families across our region, says Assemblyman Josh Jensen. Learn more about ACE at SUNY Brockport by visiting https://www.brockport.edu/academics/advisement/. The RPO performing in Brockport on July 7th kicks off Summer Serenade Series. The Rochester Philharmonic Orchestra, RPO, will be performing in Brockport soon as the opening event of the village's annual Summer Serenade Series and the conclusion to a very full local Independence Day weekend celebrating the country's 250th anniversary. The free 7 p.m. concert will be held indoors at the SUNY Brockport SERC on New Campus Drive with ample parking and easy drop-off access at the entrance. The full orchestra will be there, led by guest conductor Jake Taniguchi. A lively hour-long program is planned, featuring popular music by composers including John Williams, The Cowboy Overture, and The Flight to Neverland, Richard Rogers, selections from South Pacific, and others. No tickets are required. Plentiful seating is available on floor-level chairs and in the bleachers. The special relationship between the village and the university makes this collaborative event possible. It's also funded in part with support from the New York State Canal Corporation and the Erie Canalway National Heritage Corridor, as well as the Community Foundation and numerous local families and businesses. The Serenade series will continue outdoors on the Erie Canal on Thursday evenings for the following 6 weeks at the Brockport Welcome Center, 11 Water Street. Folding chairs, picnics, and dancing are all encouraged. Big Mike and the Motivators, the Joey Stempian Big Band, and Feedback all perform in July at 7 p.m. Sign up at brockportnewyork.gov for notifications about potential weather-related changes. Information is available online and at the village office, 585-637-5300, extension 112. Camp Abilities returns to SUNY Brockport, sports camp for children with visual impairments. Camp Abilities is a summer camp that helps blind and visually impaired children participate in a variety of sports and activities they may not otherwise experience. The 31st annual camp at SUNY Brockport will kick off on June 28th and end on July 4th, 2026. The goal of the camp is to provide one-on-one instructional situations for each camper. The camp will welcome 41 campers and 55 dedicated coaches from around the world. This year's camp will feature multiple sports and activities that many campers have never participated in before, including blind tennis, blind soccer, stand-up paddleboarding, and more. Detailed information about the full camp schedule and activities can be found at https://www.campabilities.org. On July 2nd from 9 a.m. to 6 p.m., Camp Can Do will invite athletes between the ages of 4 and 7 who are not old enough to attend the full camp for a one-day camp where they will participate in activities similar to those offered at Camp Abilities. Camp Abilities continues to expand its global impact, welcoming students from Switzerland and Malta, as well as 3 Moroccan Paralympians and 3 coaches from the Royal Moroccan Federation of Blind and Visually Impaired Sports, who are learning how to develop and launch Camp Abilities programs in their own country. Churchville Chile seniors earn seal of biliteracy. Churchville Chile Central School District participates in the New York State Seal of Biliteracy, NYSSB, which recognizes high school graduates who have attained a high level of proficiency in English and one or more world languages. Seals were earned in French and Spanish. This year, 26 graduating seniors have earned the seal of biliteracy. Gavin Bonnewell, Kalia Boyle, Katie Cheshire, Caleb Comas, Nathan Del Guidico, Lydia Eddy, Mackenzie Elliott, Maren Fries, Julia Gaffney, Brooke Giles, Ashley Heiser, Annie La, Malina Leistman, Bianca Labritz, Sloan Miller, Greta Morgan, Jace Newman, Dylan Percassi, Juliana Reyes, Julian Samalat Monroy, Alex Sikorsky, Taylor Stocks, Paige Sugarman, Cameron Vorndran, Milana Willard, and Tessa Wood. 3 students, Lydia Eddy, Mackenzie Elliott, and Sloan Miller, earned the seal of biliteracy in both French and Spanish. The intent of the NYSSB is to encourage the study of languages, to identify high school graduates with language and biliteracy skills for employers, to provide universities with additional information about applicants seeking admission and placement, to prepare students with 21st century skills, to recognize the value of language instruction, and to affirm the value of diversity in a multilingual society. Successful candidates earn 3 points in English and 3 points in each world language, as determined by a points matrix that includes course grades, national and state exams, transcripts, and culminating projects. The NYSSB takes the form of a seal on the student's diploma, a certificate of achievement, and a medallion worn at graduation. Donations sought for Purple Pony's treasure sale. Purple Pony Therapeutic Horsemanship will be having its biennial treasure sale on Saturday and Sunday, August 8th and 9th from 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. at 8321 Lake Street Road, Route 19, Leroy. This event will be a large indoor sale with all proceeds benefiting the nonprofit organization. Purple Pony is seeking donations of gently used items that are in good working condition for that sale. Donations are being accepted from July 1st to July 31st, Monday through Friday from 5 to 7 p.m., Tuesdays from 10 a.m. to 1 p.m., and weekends from 10 a.m. to noon. Donations cannot be accepted before or after these dates or outside of the indicated hours. Items that can be accepted include household goods, area rugs, jewelry, sporting goods, books, infant care, toys, lawn and garden, small and medium furniture, tools, horse tack, and more. They cannot accept large appliances, large exercise equipment, large upholstered furniture, hazardous liquids, computers, TVs, or VHS tapes. A detailed list of acceptable and unacceptable items can be found at https://www.purplepony.org/treasure sale. Purple Pony Therapeutic Horsemanship is a 501c3 organization run entirely by volunteers. Founded in 2006, Purple Pony provides instruction in equine activities by Professional Association of Therapeutic Horsemanship, PATH, certified instructors to individuals with a variety of disabilities or diverse needs. For more information, visit http://purplepony.org. Greece Animal Shelter reaches critical capacity, offering free pet adoptions. Greece Animal Services is offering free pet adoptions and issuing an urgent plea to the community as the shelter has exceeded both its physical housing capacity and available staffing resources. With more animals arriving each week than the shelter can safely and sustainably accommodate, immediate community support is needed to help provide life-saving care. Currently, the shelter has more dogs than the facility was designed to house. There are also 3 cats currently at the shelter. Shelter staff and volunteers are working tirelessly to meet the needs of every animal, but overcrowding places significant strain on resources and can negatively impact the health, well-being, and adaptability of animals awaiting homes. Our shelter staff works tirelessly every day to care for the animals in our community, but we've reached a point where we need the public's help. By waiving adoption fees, we hope to open doors for families ready to give a pet a loving home and give our shelter the breathing room it needs to continue serving Greece, said Supervisor Jeff McCann. Our team remains committed to providing compassionate care, but we simply cannot do it alone. We need our community to step forward by adopting or fostering a dog today, said Chris Fitzgerald, Director of Animal Services. By adopting, community members can provide a permanent, loving home to a dog in need while creating space for another animal to receive care. Fostering offers a temporary solution that helps reduce stress on shelter dogs, improves their quality of life, and allows the shelter to better manage capacity during this critical period. Thanks to a grant from Best Friends Animal Society, the standard adoption fee of $50 is being waived throughout the rest of June and possibly longer until there are more empty kennels than occupied ones. Every adoption and foster placement makes an immediate difference. Even short-term fostering can help save lives by freeing kennel space and giving dogs a chance to thrive in a home environment. Community members interested in adopting or fostering are encouraged to visit the shelter as soon as possible. Staff and volunteers are available to help match families with dogs that fit their lifestyle, experience, and household needs. For more information about adopting or fostering pets from Greece Animal Services, visit https://greeceny.gov/departments/animal-services. You are listening to a reading of articles and features from the Westside News on the Niagara Frontier Radio Reading Service. SUNY Brockport Club Baseball wins NCBA World Series. First New York team to ever earn the title. SUNY Brockport claimed the NCBA World Series title with a 4-3 victory over the tournament's top-seeded team, Grand Canyon University. The feeling of winning was surreal, said club baseball president Hunter Byrne. Not because we didn't believe that we could win, but because everyone was just trying to win one game at a time to have another night together. After qualifying through the New England Regional Tournament in Cortland, Brockport advanced to the NCBA World Series held May 15 through 19, 2026 in Alton, Illinois. Brockport entered the tournament as the 5th seed and dropped to the losers bracket early after a devastating 9-2 loss to Grand Canyon. Battling through a grueling bracket to reach the finals, the team faced a defining moment in an elimination game against Penn State. Brockport trailed by 1 run entering the 6th inning before rallying to force extra innings. We were able to rally and score 4 runs to overcome Penn State, powered by Steven Ciancio's 2-run home run, Burns said. When Ciancio hit the home run, it almost felt like it meant more to our whole team because everyone knew how much he wanted to make an impact. Reflecting on the team's success, Byrne pointed to the team's culture that extended beyond the starting lineup and offered advice for future students looking to get involved in club sports. Don't give up or stop showing up to practice just because you don't make the game squad, Byrne said. For a majority of the tournament, we played a lot of the same guys, but the biggest reason we were winning was the will to win from the bench. The championship marks the first NCBA national title in program history and the first won by a New York-based club baseball program. Brockport's Cody Costello was named the World Series Most Valuable Player, batting .611 with a 1.404 OPS. While winning the World Series is an impressive milestone for the university, it was a significant moment for many of the players, particularly a handful of seniors who missed graduation to play in the tournament. We weren't trying to win the World Series for Brockport, as weird as it might sound. We were trying to win it for each other, Burns said. This wasn't just a team, it was a family that believed in each other and picked each other up when we were down. It truly was a storybook ending to an incredible season. Voters approve Spencerport budget. A total of 2,555 Spencerport School District residents cast their ballots on June 16th during a second vote on the 2026 through 2027 school budget. After failing in May, the budget was approved this time with 1,616, 63.2% voting in favor and 939, 36.8% opposed. On behalf of our school district, thank you to everyone who participated in today's vote and contributed to such a strong turnout, Superintendent Ty Zinkiewicz said, "We recognize that this process has been unfamiliar to all of us, requiring thoughtful consideration and navigating a second vote together. We are grateful for your support and ongoing commitment to our students." Four-alarm fire at Clarkson apartment building displaces 30 by Christopher Martin, Brockport Fire District, PIO. Before the sun rose on Sunday, June 21st, a devastating fire was taking its toll on the center building in the apartment complex at 3640 Lake Road, just north of Ridge Road West in Clarkson. 4 callers reported the fire to the Monroe County 911 Center at 4:48 a.m., stating it was out of control. A heavy fire load was evident as the first arriving apparatus pulled up, and additional companies were immediately summoned to assist Brockport firefighters. The 4-alarm fire required assistance from 16 fire companies from Monroe, Orleans, and Genesee counties. They included Brockport, Hamlin, Morton, Walker, Hilton, Spencerport, Bergen, Churchville, Murray, Gates, Ridge Road FD, North Greece, Albion, Kendall, Chile, Henrietta, Mumford, and Scottsville. Many of them responded to the scene, while others stood by at Brockport's headquarters covering the district. Monroe Ambulance provided EMS with several ambulances. The Brockport Police Department and Monroe County Sheriff's Office provided drone support to examine the heavily damaged areas while searching for hotspots from above the structure. No firefighters were injured while fighting the fire. 4 residents were treated at the scene and released by EMS crews. 1 resident had to be rescued from their apartment and carried out by firefighters. 2 cats and an iguana were rescued by firefighters during the search and rescue operation. The structure involved had 21 housing units affected by the fire, with approximately 30 residents displaced. The American Red Cross is assisting with temporary housing, and the Brockport Fire District opened the doors of their station number 2 across the street to provide immediate shelter for residents while the Red Cross worked out the details. The cause and origin of the fire are under investigation by the Monroe County Fire Bureau's Fire Investigation Unit. The cause is undetermined at this time. Former Sweden Senior Center begins new chapter. Future home of Brockport Smiles Dental Office. A well-known Brockport property is preparing for its next chapter as the former Senior Center at 133 State Street is transformed into the future home of Brockport Smiles. The Brockport dental practice has served the community since 1943 and is expanding into the 9,000 square foot facility as part of a long-term vision to support continued growth, improve access to care, and create a space designed for the future of dentistry. This move has been years in the making, said Dr. Maxwell Thaney. As our practice has grown, we knew we needed more space to continue caring for our patients the way we believe they deserve. For Dr. Thaney and the Brockport Smiles team, the new location represents more than a larger building. It is an opportunity to continue investing in the community while giving a familiar local property a new purpose. Located in a building many residents recognize, the renovated space will include expanded treatment areas, advanced dental technology, patient-focused spaces, and areas designed for teen development and education. The long-term vision for the facility also includes opportunities for collaboration, training, and learning within the dental field. One of the greatest joys of growing this practice has been watching other dentists and team members develop their skills and become even better at what they do, said Dr. Thaney. The idea that we can create a space where people come to learn, then take that knowledge back to their own communities, is something that's really meaningful to us. The future training space reflects Brockport Smiles' commitment not only to caring for local patients, but also advancing dentistry beyond the Brockport community. This building has been part of Brockport for a long time, said Dr. Lindsay Barber. We're proud to see it continue serving the community in a new way. While the location is changing, the practice says the relationships patients have built with the team will remain the same. Our team and the way we care for patients isn't changing, Thaney said. It's the same familiar faces, the same personal care, and the same commitment to helping people feel comfortable when they visit us. Brockport Smiles provides comprehensive dental care, including preventative dentistry, cosmetic dentistry, Invisalign, dental implants, same-day crowns, and restorative care. Planning and preparations continue as the team moves closer to welcoming patients into the new location. Brockport Smiles is currently welcoming new patients and offering consultations for individuals interested in learning more about their dental care options. For more information, visit brockportsmiles.com or call 585-637-6884. CUE Pull-Up and ROC The Pitch Small Business Competition. Entrepreneurs encouraged to apply by June 30th deadline. The RIT Center for Urban Entrepreneurship is accepting applications for its 2026 CUE Pull-Up and ROC The Pitch competition, which will award $25,000 to Rochester area entrepreneurs. Now, in its 6th year, the CUE Small Business Pitch Competition gives Rochester and surrounding area entrepreneurs a unique opportunity to access funding, expert business coaching, mentorship, networking, and community visibility that can accelerate business and growth. Beyond competing for a share of $25,000, participants gain valuable exposure to potential customers, partners, and investors while strengthening the skills needed to build sustainable businesses. Rock the Pitch creates a pathway for entrepreneurs to gain capital, visibility, and support, with winners selected based on readiness, impact, and growth potential, not popularity, said Ebony Miller, director of the Center for Urban Entrepreneurship. The CUE Small Business Pitch Competition was established to help address a funding gap faced by traditional small businesses, which often lack access to venture capital and technology-focused funding opportunities. In addition to cash awards, the program provides all participants with business development training, mentorship, and one-on-one coaching to strengthen operations and growth strategies. Past participants have expanded their business and created jobs across the Rochester region. Small business owners operating in Monroe, Ontario, Wayne, Livingston, Genesee, Orleans, Seneca, Yates, or Wyoming counties are encouraged to apply at rit.edu/CUE/rock-pitch-application before the June 30th deadline. The 2026 competition will take place on September 10th at Arbor Venue in Rochester. This year's event features 6 finalists, down from 8 in previous years, allowing for more in-depth presentations and judging. Organizers have also added interactive networking opportunities to connect entrepreneurs with potential customers, investors, and business partners. Finalists will work with coaches and mentors before presenting to a panel of judges who will evaluate businesses based on viability, financial readiness, community impact, and growth potential. Winners are selected on the strength of their business plans and presentations. Additional details and application requirements are available at rit.edu/CUE/services. You are listening to a reading of articles and features from the Westside News on the Niagara Frontier Radio Reading Service. Byron Bergen soccer player takes next step to Division III. On June 10th, Byron Bergen senior Megan Jarkowitz committed to continuing her formal education after graduation at Utica University, where she will compete in Division III women's soccer. The official signing was witnessed by Byron Bergen varsity soccer coach Wayne Hill, athletic director Rich Hannon, and Jarkowitz's family. "It has been an honor to coach Megan," said Hill. "She came up to varsity during her 8th grade year. Watching her grow from a shy young player to a dominant defensive stalwart has been a joy. I'm so happy for her to be continuing her education and soccer career at Utica. I know she'll give everything she can in this next stage of her life. She's ready for this." While at Byron Bergen, Jarkowitz participated in soccer, basketball, and track and field. She was a 5-time sectional champion, 4-time regional champion, and a member of the 2024 Class C New York State champion team. "I would like to thank all my family, especially my mom, dad, sister, and grandparents, for always being there for me," said Jarkowitz. B.B. swimmer signs for Nazareth. On June 9th, Byron Bergen senior Gianna Graff committed to continuing her formal education after graduation at Nazareth University, where she will compete on the swim team and dive team. The official signing was witnessed by Byron Bergen varsity swim coach Sarah Stockwell and Graff's family. "Gianna is a natural leader and talented swimmer," said Stockwell. "She's the kind of swimmer coaches love because she can do well in any event, and she can also circle the wagons and get her team in the zone. Whatever she chooses to do in life, she will be successful, as she has the drive and tenacity to get things done. Naz is lucky to get her." While at Byron Bergen, Graff participated in swimming, cross country, and tennis. While on the swim team, she posted best times of 2 minutes 17.77 seconds in the 200 free, 1.04.14 in the 100 free, and 28.82 seconds in the 50 free. She also participated in the school musical and is the president of the student council. "I would like to thank my family, my teammates, Coach Stockwell, and Coach Fix for always supporting me and making me the swimmer I am today," said Graff. At Nazareth, Graff plans to study dance and childhood education. New York State American Legion Auxiliary hosting Empire Girls State in Brockport. The New York State American Legion Auxiliary, ALA, will host the 85th ALA Empire Girls State session at SUNY Brockport from June 30th to July 6, 2026. This year, up to 300 outstanding high school students from across New York State have been chosen to participate in a week-long program where they will learn about the inner workings of state, local, and county government. This premier leadership conference is designed to provide practical insights into the workings of government, promote youth civic engagement, instill a sense of pride in America, and empower the next generation of women leaders by providing them with a network that lasts a lifetime. A key component of the ALA Girls State program is the mock legislative sessions in which the girls write and debate bills. Campaigns are held to elect local officials and an ALA Empire Girls State governor. In addition to their government forums, the delegates hear distinguished guest speakers, learn various aspects of Americanism, and learn about the sacrifices of the American military. At the end of the week, participants will select 2 of their peers to represent the state of New York at ALA Girls Nation in Washington, D.C. The ALA Empire Girls State experience is a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity for young leaders across our state, said Stephanie Fallon, American Legion Auxiliary Girls State Chairman. After attending ALA Empire Girls State, the participants come back to their communities filled with patriotism and pride, having gained new leadership skills and built strong connections with other students. ALA Empire Girls State exemplifies our mission to inspire the next generation of civic-minded leaders through education, service, and patriotism, said Maureen Morgan, American Legion Auxiliary Department of New York president. It's incredible to see so many students come together to grow as citizens and connect with one another in a program that truly changes lives. As part of the world's largest patriotic service organization for family members of veterans, auxiliary volunteers across the country also honor and support veterans and the military community through annual scholarships and programs like ALA Girls State. To learn more about the American Legion Auxiliaries mission or to volunteer, donate, or join, visit www.ala4veterans.org. 3 local pilots receive Wright Brothers Master Pilot Awards at June meeting of Experimental Aircraft Association, Chapter 44. EAA Chapter 44 in Brockport normally holds its June meetings as an annual fly-in picnic dinner and general hangar ramp flying event. This year, 3 longtime chapter members were presented with the Wright Brothers Master Pilot Award. Presented by the Federal Aviation Administration, FAA, the Wright Brothers Master Pilot Award recognizes pilots who have exhibited professionalism, skill, and aviation expertise by maintaining safe flight operations for 50 or more years. It highlights pilots who have demonstrated a lifelong commitment to flight, often acting as mentors or pillars of their local aviation communities, and is the most prestigious honor the FAA issues to U.S. civilian aviators. Approximately 10,000 aviators have received this national award in the 23 years since its creation. All 3 recipients, Dave Hurd, Norm Eisler, and Jim Martin, are longtime members of the Experimental Aircraft Association, Chapter 44, located at Brockport's Ledgedale Airport. Between the 3 of them, they hold ratings including private and commercial single-engine land and sea aircraft, glider, rotorcraft, gyroplane, and airline transport pilot. From drones to jets, they demonstrate a wide range of aircraft types. All 3 also have advanced ground instructor or flight instructor ratings and use them regularly to mentor new pilots and provide safety training for current pilots. When asked about the significance of the award, EAA Chapter 44 President Mark Shida noted, "Every flight of the thousands made by these aviators requires a level of knowledge and decision-making discipline unmatched by most other pursuits. That they have all done so safely for 50 years is a major accomplishment." Perhaps more importantly, all 3 have generously shared their love of aviation with countless others. They've taken hundreds of young people for their first airplane ride, provided aviation instruction both in flight and on the ground, led aviation organizations, mentored young aviators, and donated a lifetime's accumulation of knowledge to help others achieve their aviation goals. These 3 truly embody the spirit of the Wright brothers in EAA. They have changed the world through aviation. 2 members of the FAA's Rochester Flight Standards District office came to present the awards, which they said was one of the best parts of their job. "We would rather come to present an award than conduct an investigation." They also said they don't get to present awards often, and presenting two at the same time is most unusual. This was the first time either of them had heard of three awards being presented at the same time within a single organization. EAA 44 is proud to set another standard. EAA Chapter 44 is a tax-exempt 501c3 organization of pilots, aircraft builders, and aviation enthusiasts in the Western New York region dedicated to promoting aviation and encouraging participation in aviation-related activities. These include aircraft design, construction and restoration, education, advocacy, and youth outreach programs. The organization promotes flying with high safety standards in an environment that supports freedom, family, and personal fulfillment. They meet on the third Tuesday of the month, exception this July, when they will meet on July 14th, at the EAA 44 Sport Aviation Center, 44 Eisenhower Drive in Brockport, north side of Brockport Airport. Meetings are open to the public. All are invited to visit and see if the group is a good fit for their aviation interests. For more information, visit chapters.eaa.org/EAA44. You've been listening to a reading of articles and features from the June 26th issue of the Westside News. Your reader has been Monica Kemper. Thank you for listening.